Welcome back to Market It with Atma, where we share the tips, tools, and strategies to help your business be successful. Today, we have on the show a very special guest, Miss Jessica Marion with Marion Child Care University. Welcome, Jessica.
Yay!
So, to start it all off,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start Marion Child Care University.
What inspired me to start Marion University is, I would say, my background with learning disabilities and different things that I went through, not being able to go to an actual child care facility when I was younger. And so that kind of like, I believe that kind of stumbled on my education process.
Right.
So,
Okay, so how long have you had Marion?
I've had it for 5 years.
But you've been in the industry, it seems like, for a lot longer, right?
Yes.
For how long?
Over 25 years. Yeah, I think over 25
My
years.
goodness. That's a long time.
Yes.
And it looks to say here that you're also an author.
Yes.
What inspired you to write books in addition to childcare?
What inspired me to write my books is because of the things that I go through. And there are people out there that just like me that struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to write books so that the people that have those learning disabilities, that have, issues, they need to hear my story.
Right.
So that they can inspire themselves.
Right. That's wonderful. And your child care, the Marion Child Care University right now is out of Arlington, right?
Yes.
That's wonderful. So those who aren't familiar, what makes Marion Child Care University different than other child care centers out there?
Our school is different because we are more community-based.
Okay. What does that mean?
And that means we get out and we are involved in the community. We do different things in the community. And it's not just at the school.
Right.
So we're always involved with doing different things, sponsoring different events, and just doing different things for the people, as well as, we are small. Our ratio is small, and we are very diverse in our schools as well as with our staff. Diversity is number one part of what I love to do.
It's so important because the
It
world's
is.
diverse, right?
Yes.
Very diverse.
Yes.
So can you walk us through what a typical day looks like at Marion Child Care University and how you support those children from infants all the way up to school age?
So what a typical day looks like is that the kids will come in and they will socialize with all the rest of the kids.
Okay.
And whatever age group they're in, that's what the classroom they go in. And so the teachers will start to come in, and the teachers will start to take over, their classrooms and stuff. And then they have breakfast. Then they have curriculum time. Then they go outside. Then they have nap time. Then they have curricular time again. and then they go outside. And then we have, their parents come and pick them up. And before some of the parents come and pick them up, sometimes we have to have that me time.
Right. What's that
So
say?
that me time is sometimes we have parents that are going through a lot. And in this time, parents go through a lot. And so from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I have to make myself basically available to those parents that they want to come and talk to me about anything. Sometimes they need to come and talk to me because their husband done got on their nerves.
Right.
Sometimes they want to come and vent about their job. So we are basically a safe place for them to come and talk, and there's no judgment. Because a lot of times you can't talk to your family and friends because they're judging.
Right.
And so we are that space that they can come and talk to. So from 5 to 6, I'm in my office, and whoever comes in is a first come, first serve, and we talk it out.
See, and I've never heard that with any other childcare, but it really is true. Sometimes you just need to let go of the day. And when you see your baby, it kind of helps release that, right?
Yes.
So it's amazing that you even try to make yourself available to that. I think some other business owners would run from that, you know?
They do.
But does it give you a peace in your heart like you're doing something for the world when you are available for that?
And the reason why I do that, because if I know that that parent is okay, I know that child is okay.
At the end of the day, right?
At the end of the day.
That is wonderful. And you also take in school-age children, right?
Yes.
Are you having any activities this summer? Or?
Yes, we're doing our summer curriculum, so we're getting ready for that. Whereas the kids will be going on different field trips and different things like that. And we have some vendors come in as well. And so because the reason why we do this is because this is some of these kids, this is their only summer vacation that they get. So that's why we have to make it a memorable time for them.
Right.
Because a lot of times they come from out of state.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because their mom is here, dad is over there.
Wow.
And so, sometimes the dad is here and mom is over there. And so their parents, they work 12 hours a day. And so they really don't have that time to do different things. And so we want to set the tone for them. When they come to Arlington, they have fun. And they really don't want to go back home. But we allow them to have fun.
So it seems like, mentioning Arlington, you're a strong advocate in the Arlington area for better funding for child care.
Yes.
And the hurdles that these child care facilities are going through. Why is that? Can you tell me more about it and what you're advocating for?
What I'm advocating for is more funding for child care centers. Because if we get more funding for our centers, then guess what? We can help our teachers. We can get better qualified teachers, and we can do a lot more in our schools.
Right.
But right now, because of the funding, it's a lot of stuff that is going undone.
What do you mean?
Like, say, for instance, for us, I'm a child care trainer. And so for me to send my staff to some of these great workshops, awesome workshops, I can't afford to send my staff because the workshops cost like $700 per person.
Wow.
And I would love to send my staff there, but I just can't afford $700 per person.
Absolutely not.
So I have to train my staff, and which is not a bad thing. But at the same time, I would love for them to be able to go to these workshops. I would like to be able to do more for them.
Right. All in all, it's attributing to the parents, your staff, and the community, right? If you're able to afford these things. And you also have an initiative to raise scholarship funds.
Yes.
And so tell me more about that.
Ooh, yes.
Is that your favorite part?
Yes.
Good.
I've had so many parents that come and they're crying out to me because they want to go to work. They have to go to work, but they can't afford childcare because in our city alone, Tarrant County, we have like 90,000 children on the waiting list. And that means they cannot get funding from the state for whatever reason. And that means that those children cannot go to school because the parents, they qualify, but the money is not there.
Interesting. So they'll go ahead and qualify them, but they're not getting the funding that they need so that they can go to work and so the children can go to school.
Yes. And so when the funding is open, then they're able to pull and have, these kids. And that's why you have these kids that are going to these unlicensed facilities, grandmas watching them the best that they can. Some of the kids, they have to stay at home by themselves because Texas have a law whereas there's no age for the child can stay at home. They just have to have that mindset that they can be able to stay at home. I'm from Louisiana, and so born and raised, and back then in Louisiana, you had to be 12 years old to stay at home by yourself.
Absolutely.
Texas don't have that rule.
Really?
Yes.
That's kind of scary.
It is.
Because you got children raising children sometimes because they aren't able to get the funding.
Yes.
Wow, that is as a parent, that's terrifying.
As a child care provider, that's terrifying because you can leave a 5-year-old at home by themselves.
No.
And I've seen it. I mean, I'm seeing like some kids that are walking to the school because our school is right across from a public school.
Right.
And I see children that's 4 years old walking to the school.
Ugh.
And it breaks my heart because I can only watch and I can only pray for those kids that they make it there safe every day. But just imagine a parent that has to go to work and have to just pray, and hope their child, make it to
crosses
school.
that busy street
Yes.
okay, and it doesn't get picked up by anyone. It's terrifying.
And we had a case like that before, like about 3 years ago.
Oh my God! Wow.
There was a man he was sitting in the parking lot, and so he kept sitting in the parking lot, and he would watch the kids, and so because I had to watch him because I'm like, well, what is going on? What is he doing?
Right, you're aware of your environment for sure. I bet.
And so I had one of my teachers go over there and ask him a question because my whole thing is these are children.
Absolutely, they're innocent.
They're innocent. And they don't know what's going on. And so me and the teacher go over there to his truck and was asking him questions. And he was like, oh, no, I'm just watching. I'm just sitting here, blah, 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 blah. So you've been sitting here for the past week.
Right.
And so finally he just, left and he never came back.
But
that
so
was a scary situation. And that made me end up putting cameras at my school because of that.
Wow.
That was scary.
What I mean, and you're watching over a public school.
This is public school.
Yeah, not even your child care
No.
facility. It's the public school that you're
Yes.
also looking out for. And don't let me guess, you don't have any funding to put those cameras up, but you do it out of your heart.
Yes.
Your passion in this is probably what led to me congratulating you on being crowned Miss Corporate America Texas 2025, right?
Yes.
So tell me more about that. What is Miss Corporate America Texas 2025 and where does it go from here?
I am so honored. There are different pageants that you can be a part of.
Right.
But this pageant, it stood out to me. And the reason why it stood out to me because it's about business women, it's about leadership, and it's about community.
Wow, not a facial
Yes.
extra
Yeah, they're not
outer view.
Yeah, they don't care about your looks. They don't care if if you got the pretty face, the pretty hair. It's not about that. It's about community based.
Wow.
And leadership. And what are you doing for your community? What are you doing as a business owner? And that's the thing that really stood out to me. And I was like, okay, yes, I can get behind this.
Right. And now you're Miss Texas. Now you've been, of all the business owners in the state of Texas, somebody found you and crowned you.
When I tell you, I don't even want to cry because this is my first pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, a lot of people, like I tell people, don't knock my story because you don't know my glory.
I love that. I love it. Absolutely.
And for me, when I got the call from the founder, I don't go because you usually have to go through local, state, and then national.
Right.
They skipped me right to national.
That is incredible.
She was like, we're crowning you Miss Corporate America for Texas.
Wow.
And I'm like, why? And I wanted to ask questions, but I was like, nope, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Just be grateful. So I was just grateful.
Yes. But you know what? If anybody were to read the 2 books you've written or the things you're doing in the community, you're a part of Chambers. I mean, it speaks for itself.
Thank
so
you.
I can definitely see why. So now you're going to national?
Yes.
Wow. So when is that?
That's June 21st.
And do you get to have votes put in, or is this something?
Yes.
Okay.
So they have different things that you can vote on, like media videos and different other aspects of it that you can win different prizes. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole bunch of different things that they're going to be rolling out in April.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And so the pageant gives you the platform to speak on different issues that matter.
Yes.
So what are you hoping to accomplish through this pageant?
I'm hoping to bring awareness to child care.
Wow.
That's my number one thing, because a lot of people don't understand child care is the foundation, not kindergarten. Child care, when they are 6 weeks, when they are the earliest that they can go to a child care facility, that starts their education. Because a lot of times people are like, well, I don't need it. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I take care of my child. But you don't understand you're doing your child or children a disservice when you're not able to allow those kids to come into a child care facility, because it's not babysitting.
Right.
It's more to it than just, being at home. It's more to it, because now these children, a lot of these kids, they do social, emotional. A lot of them have different things that they're going through.
Absolutely.
And they are able to get that when they are in a child care facility.
To that point, I remember someone telling me a long time ago, families, they divorce, they get remarried and things like that. And I remember when I got divorced at one point, the child care facility I had my kids in, they said, this is the best place for your kids right now, because they are getting out of that stressed environment that you're in, and they are in an environment that's structured, that's educational, that's safe for them. And that stuck with me. It really did, because you know what? They are. I may be stressed at that moment, but my children are happy right now and safe.
Exactly.
And that really stuck to me with childcare and how important it is for them to be in a good one. And obviously, you're doing a great job if you've been around this long. So you've also received some other honors, the Global Recognition Award from Prosperity Bank for the Prosperity Bank Pitch Competition.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So what made you get involved in some of these things?
So even with Prosperity Bank, like I said, once again, it's geared towards business. Anything that I'm about is about growth.
Oh, I love it.
I love growth. And I'm more like, even with Prosperity Bank, getting behind them and what they do for businesses, it opened up my mind for a whole lot of stuff. And then on top of that, because they was telling us about a pitch competition. And I was like, I know I'm not going to win it. I'm not even worried about it. And then when I won it, I was like, oh, my God, little old bitty me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
So when you won that, we kind of just fall into things sometimes. Sometimes the universe just aligns, and this is where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
And people out there don't know you're a minister, you're a speaker,
right? Like
you mentioned, a trainer.
Yes.
How do you balance all these different things and keep time for your family and your faith?
I had to learn balance. And with that being said, I went to different business classes. I went to different workshops. I try to go to at least 2 conferences a year.
Oh, wow.
And those conferences, I don't care if it's the same one talking about the same thing. It's just, I'm going to get something out of it all the time.
And you walk into it with that mindset.
Yes. And they teach me how to have balance.
Really?
And even with I didn't tell you I have a proclamation.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I have a proclamation, and it's called National Fallen Teacher Day.
Wow.
And that is May 19th of every year. And Jeff Williams, who is the mayor of Arlington, he allowed me to have that proclamation.
That is
and he
beautiful.
Gave me that proclamation.
Wow.
Yes.
And so, see, we need this broadcast for the world to understand. If just one person took as much initiative as you have to be a part of this community and lift it up, the world would be a completely different place, would it not?
Yes.
I truly believe that. And do you feel like through your business journey that you've leaned on mentors and leaders? Has that helped guide you through your business journey and sustain?
Lord have mercy, yes.
Tell me, who's one of your mentors or someone you look up to that's helped you kind of make that way?
Truthfully, my husband. My husband. He's my rock, because even when I feel like I can't do something, he always pushes me. I opened up Teacher Resale Shop 5 or 6 years ago.
Tell me
right
about
here
that.
in Arlington. I opened up that store, and I had over 2,500 people came out. The grand opening that day. The news people came out and everything. And they had this lady come, and she was speaking prophetic in my life. And she told me, she said, I was going to be out of business in 6 months. Oh. And I cried because I was like, oh my God. She said, what you call those people? She's prophetic.
Oh, okay.
And so for me, when someone comes and give me something prophetically, I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
You know? And my husband at that time, he told me, because I cried to him, I said, she said I'm going to be out of business in 6 months.
Oh my God.
And my husband was like, okay, so if she says that you're going to be out of business in 6 months, he said, do you believe it? And I said, well, that's what she said. He said, well, stop. He said, pack up everything and just be done with it.
Okay.
He said, be done with it. He said, you have to understand who you are. And if this is what you want to do, and if God has told you this is where you need to be at, doesn't matter what she say. You got to push forward.
That's right.
And in everything that I do, when I feel like I want to give up, he tell me all the time, hey, you got to push forward. Stop listening to what people say. Stop listening to people that tell you you're stupid, you're dumb. You can't do this, you can't do that. I work for a corporation, and they told me that management was not for me.
Wow.
Management was not for me, that I had to be a lead teacher. That's where I needed to be, not in management.
And look at you managing all these things, right? Isn't that great to say out loud? Yes. I am managing life and other people's. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So you're going to make me cry now.
Yes.
So what's next for Marion Child Care University? What are some exciting projects coming up? Expansions, goals? What's on the horizon for you?
Okay, so now we are partnering with Arlington ISD.
Really?
So they want us to partner with them with their pre-K program.
Okay.
So we're going to be partnering with them coming this school year, August school year.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And so it's going to allow a lot of things to happen. And so we're going to be partnering with them with that. I'm thankful to God for that. Some events that we have coming up, we have our annual Easter egg hunt that we're going to be doing. And we're going to be doing that the Saturday before Easter.
Okay.
So I've got to figure out what date that was.
Right.
But it's the Saturday before Easter, and we're having a clean out your closet day. So we're not selling anything.
Okay.
You come and you can take whatever you want.
That is wonderful.
So it's going to be like, you know how it's going to be on a yard sale kind of stands, garage sale kind of stands.
Right.
But you don't pay anything. You just come and grab whatever you want.
That is wonderful for the community again.
Yes, for the community.
And when is this?
This is, let me see. Okay.
Oh, there we go. She brought her flyers with her.
It's April 19th.
Okay.
And it's going to be 10:30 a.m. And it's at the school.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
And you're also doing a teacher appreciation fundraiser soon, aren't you?
Yes. We're going to award teachers. I've done it in the past, and now I have to get back to it. This is a day that we appreciate these teachers. And that event, I forgot what date that event is.
I'll post it on your post when we post this. But it's not just for the teachers at Marion.
No.
This is for all public school teachers.
Yes. It's for all public school teachers, as well as this day we celebrate teachers that are no longer here, that paved the way. Wow. Because so many times we're celebrating teachers that are here every year, but we forget about those teachers that are no longer here.
Right.
So May 19th, you're able to, we do a balloon release for these teachers that are not here. And we take time and we talk about those teachers that were memorable to us.
Wow, that's
and
wonderful.
who's played a big part. And so at that awards ceremony, we give out awards in lieu of some of these teachers that are not here anymore.
That's wonderful.
And so even at my school, we have a thing that we put up, and it reminds us of teachers. And the teachers that are not here, because a lot of times we want to appreciate the teachers that are here, but we still got to appreciate those teachers that are not here.
That leave an impact.
Yes, that have left an impact.
That is so wonderful. And so if anybody wants to help donate to those teachers or help sponsor any of these events, how can they reach you?
They can they can cash out me. It's $ Marion, Marion 2016, and put teacher appreciation.
Okay, and then your website?
My website is www.marionchildcareuniversity.com, and they can email me as well. I like to have another thing that we do is at these events, we have people write letters about a special teacher that impact them. And so we read these letters at the event just so that, and it doesn't matter if they're living or deceased, we still read those letters out so that people that are teachers can be inspired. So that's a part of being inspired when you sit and read a letter about how you impact somebody.
Absolutely. And they can send that to your email if they'd like to nominate one.
Yes. And the email is Marion, Marion, Child Care University @gmail.com.
I love it. I love it. So to loop it all in, what is one thing you wish somebody would have told you in the beginning when you were wanting to start your own business that you wish you would have been told?
I wish somebody would have told me to read more books, regardless of what it is, because that builds on your vocabulary.
Yep.
And because it's building on your vocabulary, it strengthens you financially. It strengthens you in different areas of your life, even in your marriage, even in your relationships.
Wow.
Just reading more.
That is
even if you can just read 2 books a week, so much knowledge in those books
that you don't even know you're absorbing sometimes, right?
No.
That is wonderful. That's great advice. I appreciate and love what you're doing, Jessica, and I see great things, of course, in your future. Just don't stop. Just don't stop. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
To all our listeners out there, if you'd like to get in touch with Jessica, feel free to send her an email or email me directly. And we'll see you again next time.